Good afternoon and welcome yet to another video. Finally, we are reviewing the Carbonfox Baja Rally Tower. And it's been a while. I've been using this for a couple of months now. I did a lot of off-road rides. And I was planning to do a separate video about the installation, but Carbonfox beat me to it. They have a really good installation video about the full rally kit, including the tower. So yes, we're going to talk about my experience with this tower, with the installation of this tower, but also with the usage of this tower, and if I like it or not. So let's dive in. As you can see, I have behind me the 690 Enduro R from 2024. So yes, that means that the Baja Rally Tower also fits on the 2024 edition. For now, I'm absolutely happy with this tower. I think it's really transformed the bike in something else. And I cannot wait to install the rally kit. But today we're going to talk about the tower and of course the carbon intake, the air filter replacement, which also improve the sound and the performance of this bike. So let's go. So in this video we're going to talk about the installation. I'm going to show you some clips of the installation, and also I'm going to show you with my other camera an up close walk around of this rally tower and what I think about it. Let's first talk about the installation. I'm going to look at the bike and we're going from top to bottom how the install went. The package that I received was pretty substantial and pretty big, so be prepared if you're ordering this kit that you're going to have to throw away a lot of boxes and carton. So in this kit you get the rally tower itself, the windscreen, and also if you choose the Baja kit you also get the steering damper, which I didn't install yet. You're also going to get the new carbon air intake, which is a really nice upgrade, and I think that part was the hardest thing to install. Of course, you get the windshield, the carbon side panels, and some wiring, and a really good installation manual. So first, as you are beginning with the installation, you need to remove a lot of parts. You need to remove the sides. It's also good to remove the rear if you're in need of some space. You're going to remove the saddle, and you're going to remove the original airbox. It's pretty simple. You install the new airbox in the original place, and you need to transfer some things that is in the description and in the manual. But it's quite a hassle to get the carbon intake inside the bike. We did that at first, but you can also do it the other way around and start with the tower itself. So you need to remove the old headlight, of course, and also the shroud which is surrounding it. You need to cut something, which is, that is a really hard thing to do. Not the cutting itself, of course, but making the decision to make sure that this is a final build. So there is a way back, but then you need to split the wires because the wiring loom is going through the shroud. I don't want that, so in my case there is no way back. So let's put that at the side. So you remove the headlight, you unplug all the wiring, so you remove the digital cockpit, and then you just go with installing it. You don't have to do any modification to the bike itself except for removing the headlight and the surrounding plastics. And then you can transfer eventually all the lights and all the buttons into your new rally tower. You have a really nice dedicated position for your USB. I'm going to show you that in a second. Then of course you need to install the side panels, you need to install the bracket for the tower, and then the tower is in one part with the headlight including, and then you install the tower with all the cables. You need to check all the cables, make sure that you have a really nice package of cables, and I will show you something that I've walked into which was a bit of a hassle, but you need to know what to do in this case. But it has to do with all the steering plate that you have, because the cables are going to another route. And if you have done all the cables, you've installed the tower itself, then you can install the windshield, and then you're done. So let me get my other camera and show you a little bit more. So now on the other camera, I'm going to show you a little bit more about the installation and about the final results, and then we go to my review of the tower. So as you can see, really nice carbon parts. I did the cable management a little bit through this. I've installed the turn signals. These are Cyclops, by the way. Installed them on the bracket. That bracket is supplied by Carbonfox. Also this bracket is supplied by Carbonfox. That's for the cables. And of course your brake cables. As you can see, it's being used already, and I think this is the best look for a bike like this. It needs to look used. You have really nice quick access thingies. I'm not sure how they called, but they are really good. And this is quite it can take a beating. I've crashed this bike a couple of times right now, not the biggest scratches, but it held up fine. So as you can see, we have the bracket over here. Let's see if you can see it right there. It's a little bit here, but I refer you to the video of Carbonfox themselves. But that is the bracket. Make sure that it's tight, because if you hit it, it could turn around. Also make sure, a little tip, that the stops, the blocks. So let's see, the stops over here, the blocks. Those over there needs to be adjusted to the new play. You have a little bit of less play with the new rally tower. And I encountered a problem with installing this. I had no play at all. And that was because my cable was not routed perfectly. So the biggest cable, the biggest wiring loom over here, I've removed this plate. But the biggest wiring loom over here, so this one, I've stripped the nylon. I made the cable flat, tucked it into the frame, and then made sure that it is covered again with some new tape. And that way you have a lot of play, a lot better than installing it without this trick. So yeah, please do that. Don't forget to do that. But otherwise the installation was pretty simple. Let me show you, if I can, the Carbonfox air intake. As you can see, I've ridden a little bit of off-road, but this is all just surface mud and dust, and the air intake should be clean itself. It's a twin air filter, by the way. We have the carbon intake over here. You need to replace this sensor, just remove it and install it on this one. But as you can see, it's quite a tight fit, so it's quite a challenge to get it in. That's what she said. But still, I'm really happy with the result. I really like this air intake, because that also improves the sound a little bit. Let me check if I can let you hear it. Hopefully it doesn't upset. Quite hard to hear because my exhaust is pretty loud, but you really hear the air intake if you are giving it a little bit of go. So I will show you some images of me riding the bike, and of course a first person view with the sound. Of the cockpit, of course. As I said, the USB over here, I put it in this spot. I think it's a really nice spot. Of course, this is your ABS signal, oil, and of course turn signals, and that's about it. And your original cockpit goes inside, but you have multiple variations of this tower, but I choose this one for the tablet. This is the Cardo Eater, by the way. So now my review about the rally tower. As you can see, we've removed the seats so that you can look at the carbon intake, and I highly recommend it. Without it, the 690 Enduro is, in my opinion, just a heavy dirt bike. It's not really an ADV bike. It is just an Enduro bike, as the name says it. I know that a lot of people buy this bike as an ADV bike, but I think you lack a lot of wind protection, some real estate to put your tablet on, and in this case you have more than enough real estate for your tablet. You have better wind protection. I have to say that I am around 1.86 meters, and that means that in my case I do get a little bit of turbulence when going past 100 kilometers an hour, but going below that I think the wind protection is perfectly fine by me. Wind protection is pretty good. It's a really good upgrade, and also the aesthetics, of course. It looks like an awesome bike right now. It's almost a dream bike of me, especially when we have the rally kit. Also, it gives you a lot better view of your tablet and of course also of your speed when standing up, which is also really nice. You get a lot of real estate for extra stuff like tablet, for example, but also your phone and that kind of stuff. So that is really nice. What else? I think durability. I've ridden this for about, I think, 1,000 kilometers right now, but a lot of off-road, almost only off-road. I dropped it a few times and it still holds up perfectly. So the quality, if you compare it to the competition, I'm not going to say any names, but I know a lot of people with rally towers from the competition, and I do think that the quality of Carbonfox is a little bit higher up there. I think it's the best quality rally towers out there. Of course, they're also expensive, but you get what you pay for. Would I do it again? Absolutely. I would absolutely choose this tower again. I think it's a huge upgrade, and this is just this first step to a really nice and awesome build for the rally kit, for example. So yeah, even without the rally kit, it's a better bike right now. Of course it's expensive, but imagine if you buy a 690 Enduro new or second hand, you have a lot cheaper bike than the competition. Let's say an 890 or another mid-size and adventure bike in the premium segment. If you then install the tower, you have an ADV bike. So yeah, I highly recommend it. So that's it for the video. I hope you find it a little bit informative, and if you want to see more of this kind of videos, if you want to see the rally kit, please stay tuned, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. If you want to see my newest video, tap here. If you want to see my recommended video for you, tap here. And if you want to subscribe, tap here. Thanks for watching. Tap here, or tap here.